Hey guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, the Bright Side Girl, and today we're going to be doing a recommendation video all about space royalty. This video is based on one of the reading challenges for GALAYATHON, which is my space-themed readathon happening March 11th through March 24th. We'll be reading all things set in space, about space, with aliens and galaxies and stars. One of the reading challenges for that readathon is space royalty. So I have a nice stack of books to share with you guys today. I'll also be sharing a couple more in my GALAYATHON TBR coming out soon, and there are a couple in my space books book haul that I posted last week. I'll link all of this down below in case you want to check it out. But for now, we're going to talk about some books with space royalty. The first book I want to talk about, and the only one that I do not own, is Cleopatra and Space. This is a large graphic novel series. I believe it's young adult. I think I read the first two last year for GALAYATHON. This is such a cute series. The art is adorable, and it's basically about young Cleopatra, and she discovers this like magical artifact that sends her forward in time where we have all this advanced technology, and she has to kind of learn all of this really quickly and go to school, and it's just really cute and fun and very adventurous. It will just work really well for the readathon. It will also work for the space novella prompt as well if you want to read something a little bit shorter. I always like to get one or two graphic novels in. They kind of break up the larger reads, and I really had a good time with this series. Next, we have Empress of 1,000 Stars by Rhonda Beliza. This is part of a duology. This is a young adult duology. I did this one on audio, and Rebecca Solar is the narrator. She is an all-time favorite for me. She does Stephanie Garber and Marissa Meyer's books. She's done Fourth Wing. She's a really great narrator. This one is a little bit more detailed than some of the other young adult space books, so if it's your first time reading something set in space, I wouldn't go with this one. But if you have read a couple of books, I would recommend it because it is so good. So we have Crown Princess Rhiannon, and she wants vengeance. The only surviving heir to an ancient Kalusian dynasty, Rhi has spent her life training to destroy the people who killed her family. On the eve of her coronation, the time has finally come for Rhi to claim her throne and her revenge. And then something kind of goes really awry with that plan, and we go on this whole space adventure. But she is a crown princess, so it will work really good for this category. I enjoyed both of these books. Next, we have basically a modern classic at this point, is Cinder, and this is book one of the Lunar Chronicles. The Lunar Chronicles all follow different fairy tales. However, they do go in order and tie together. Certain characters wind up being in all of the books, so you do want to go in order when you're reading this series. I think they will pretty much all work for this reading challenge, but in case you missed it, Cinder is one of my all-time favorite series. Marissa Meyer is personally my favorite author. I'm just here for a good time, a fun adventure, and that is what she provided. So in this one, we have a Cinderella retelling. In this one, we are set in the future. We're following Cinder, and she is a cyborg. She has half cyborg body due to an accident, and because of this, it makes her very good at fixing things. So she's kind of been known to be like a really good mechanic. She has a stepmother and two stepsisters. The stepmother really does not like that she is partially cyborg, and she has a very rough life, as you would expect. And then one day, Prince Kai brings something to her booth to have fixed, and she winds up interacting with him. This is set in New Beijing, which is technically set on Earth, but we do have some spacey elements in here, especially in the later part of the books, and we have some royalty as well. Cannot recommend this one enough, especially if you love fairy tale retellings and really unique ones. Then we have How Rory Thorne Destroyed the Multiverse. I read this first book last year for GALAYATHON, and I need to finish the duology because I really enjoyed it. Again, this is one that, while it is young adult, is still a little bit more detailed than some of the other ones that I'm going to recommend. So I would not recommend this for beginners. I do have a beginner's guide that I will link down below in case you missed that one. But if you've read a couple and you feel comfortable in the space world and you really enjoy it, this is a great one to dive into. I don't feel like the worlds are that hard to understand, but if it's brand new to you, you might want to try something a little bit easier. So in this one, we have Rory Thorne is a princess with 13 fairy blessings, the most important of which is to see through flattery and platitudes. As the eldest child, she always imagined she inherit her father's throne and govern the interplanetary Thorne consortium. Then her father is assassinated, and her mother gives birth to a son, and Rory is betrothed to the prince of a distant world. So we go on kind of a grand adventure in here. We've got a lot of political intrigue as well, and I really enjoyed this one. Then we have Rogue Princess. This one is another retelling. This is kind of a gender swapped Cinderella retelling. I felt like it had more Aladdin vibes than Cinderella, but I just wanted to let you guys know going in. This is a good one for beginners. This one is kind of wild and fun. We definitely have to suspend our belief a little bit with this book because things are kind of all over the place. We have space pirates that talk like old-time pirates. We've got a lot of things happening, but if you're wanting just a really good time, this is just a fun read. So in this one we have Princess Delia, and she knows her duty. She must choose a prince to marry and secure an alliance to save her failing planet. Yet she secretly dreams of true love and feels there must be a better way. Determined to chart her own course, she steals a spaceship only to discover a handsome stowaway. I had a really good time with this one. This was the group read for GALAYATHON last year. It's short, it's quick, it has a little bit of a romance, we got a lot of fun characters, and it's a standalone. Tarnished Are the Stars by Rory Thorne. So this book is part space opera, part steampunk, part dystopian. It's very unique. In this one, a secret beats inside Anna's chest, but her mechanical heart isn't all she is hiding. Anna is the technician and outlaw who provides illegal medical technology to the sick and injured. Her disregard for the commissioner's tyrannical laws has left Anna with a warrant for her arrest. Nathaniel, her newest patient, has secrets of his own, and he is the commissioner's son, and he is determined to prove his worth by capturing the elusive technician. Their game of cat and mouse takes an abrupt turn when Eliza, a skilled assassin and spy, arrives. Her mission is to learn whatever the secrets the commissioner is hiding, but the more she discovers, the closer she and Anna become, and the more she questions where her true allegiances lie. This one has so much going on. We have a little bit of a romance, we have a really good friend group in here, and it was just really unique with the steampunk aspects being in space and in the future, and I just really had a good time. And again, it's a standalone. Then we have Amid Stars and Darkness. I push this book on everyone. I will not stop. Again, it's just a wild, fun time. Definitely very YA, but I had such a good time with this. We have an amazing, fun romance situation in here as well. Delaney's entire world is thrown into chaos after she is mistaken for Lissa Olena, an alien princess hiding out on Earth in order to escape an arranged marriage. Kidnapped by the princess's head bodyguard Ruckus and imprisoned in an alien palace, Delaney is forced to impersonate the princess until Elena can be found. If she fails, it will lead to an alien war and the eventual enslavement of the entire human race. It is so fun. Delaney is so feisty and hilarious, and it's just really quirky, and I really enjoyed this entire trilogy so much. I cannot recommend it enough. Next we have The Stars We Steal. It's kind of like The Bachelor but in space, which is one of the main reasons I read it. Engagement season is in the air. 18-year-old Princess Leo, heir to a fated European spaceship, has more problems than figuring out what to dress and what to wear. Her father and sister are on the brink of spending the last of their family fortune, and having no money means Leo can't afford to patent and sell her latest invention. With no other options, Leo now has one thing on her mind: which lucky bachelor can save her family from financial ruin. I really enjoyed this standalone. We have this really cool engagement season where she has to go on these different dates. They have like this technology-based system on the spaceship where if you want to go like on a date to the zoo, they will change the look of the room that you're in and make it feel like you're at the zoo. So that part was very fun. The atmosphere of this one is really good. The actual romance elements weren't like my favorite ever, but I really enjoyed being on the spaceship. I liked Leo and all of her inventions, and overall this was just a fun read. Lastly, we have Star Daughter. This is a standalone read that is so unique and so magical. So if the night sky holds many secrets, it holds Sheetal Mystery's secret the closest. A secret that explains why her hair is the silver of starlight, or why some nights the stars call Sheetal by name. Stars like her mother, who returned to her place in the constellation Pushya years ago. Since that day, Sheetal has been forced to hide. But as her 17th birthday draws near, the pull from the sky is growing stronger. So strong that Sheetal loses control and a flare of starfire burns her human father, an injury only a full star's blood can heal. It is so magical and so unique, and I thought this was really well done. So if you're wanting something that's not overly spacey, like it has a lot to do with stars and constellations, but it doesn't have an overly strong sci-fi element, this is more of a fantasy element, this is a great one, and it also has star in the title, which is another one of the reading challenges. Hopefully this gave you some good recommendations for some space royalty. There are actually a lot of space royalty books out there. Again, I'll be talking about a couple more in my upcoming TBR, so stay tuned for that. Let me know if you plan on checking any of these out for the readathon, or if you have more royalty recommendations, let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at TheBrightSideGirl if you haven't already, as I post a lot of bookish content on there as well. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time on The Bright Side.